Welcome to the Deepthinkers podcast, you fucks. I hope you enjoy your time. Get some milk. Vibe out.
Milk? That's pretty funny.
Get into the Metaverse. I did a little research on the Metaverse because I was genuinely looking into it. I was thinking about the guy that spends all day on it.
He spends all day in there?
You haven't seen that TikTok?
No.
There's this guy that like he has like a little condo.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any furniture. He only has like running water and a little bit of food. He doesn't.
So basic human needs.
He has like a little mattress and everything else that he owns is in the Metaverse.
That sounds like some Rob Dyrdek shit. Have you seen that clip on Ridiculousness where he was talking about the Metaverse and he was saying like I'm addicted to it? And then Stilo was saying, like, y'all should see this motherfucker's house, bro. It's a mansion, bro. I was over here going downstairs and shit, online. And I was sitting there like, how does that even work? Because, like, when you're standing, right? Let's say you have a VR on and you're just standing, you're taking, like, little steps because you can't actually walk. How the fuck does the game know you're stepping forward? Or, like, going downstairs, going up. That makes...
I think what you're thinking of is, you know when we went to end the game and they had that VR thing where you could walk and, like, run and it would keep you in place? That's how you would do that, but I think for the most part, VR setups have you go forward on the little thing you're holding.
Oh, so it has like a little button.
That's what I'd assume. I don't know,
because I'd be seeing people on VR chat and they'd be moving all around, but I know that for a fact they're not moving around their house like that.
Yeah, you can move.
You would definitely run into shit.
Like I'm pretty sure the things are your hands, and then the VR is like your head. But for the most part, there's nothing really connected to your feet. I'm sure they would.
But like, how long? You said he lives in there.
He lives in there, bro.
Because like I was told, there's people that work in the Metaverse. Like they make more than minimum wage, and I've heard two of them say that like they have to take breaks and stuff because it gives you a headache. Like constantly having a headset on, to the point where it's like right in your eyes. Like that'll definitely give you a headache.
Yeah.
That's like having a light straight on your eye for hours. Like
I mean,
he's built different if he's living like that.
Maybe he's growing a tolerance to it, but like the guy
over years though he's gonna be blind.
Yeah, he spends like 9 hours a day on that thing. He doesn't have a TV. He watches all his movies on VR. Like he'll lay on his fake bed in VR. And then he'll turn on the thing. You'll see freaking
his fake bed.
Yeah, and then on the fake TV, you'll see the movie play because they can still get the movie in Metaverse. Like at least that's real, I guess. But for the most part,
so it's already like that detailed. You can literally live in it.
I mean, yeah. It doesn't.
I swear we heard about Meta less than 2 years ago.
I don't think it looks the best, but yeah,
it literally looks like PS3 graphics.
It's there if you want to live in the Metaverse. And
I don't think that's practical though.
I was actually doing a little bit of research on it, and that shit was first introduced in 1982, so we've been on that.
The Metaverse?
Yep.
Or like, is it the Metaverse or is it the idea of like, you know, living online? Isn't the Metaverse like that was the Facebook guy that came up with that, right?
I don't know if it was Mark Zuckerberg, but I remember he renamed his whole Facebook site.
Yeah, to Meta.
To Facebook Metaverse or something.
Even when you launch Instagram, it says by Meta. It doesn't even say by Facebook anymore.
I don't even know. But it was first brought up in 1982 on a novel show called freaking Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson. And it was a show. So it wasn't like a thing, but he basically let people know that like
the idea is there.
The idea is there. Don't put it past you. We'll be there in a minute. And then 8 years later, Sega, you know Sega, like the company, yep, they released the arcade for VR. So like it's only been going up from there.
See, but like that doesn't. Now that you're saying that doesn't really surprise me because like, did you know the internet was already like they already had the internet before World War II?
Yeah, no, I'm aware of that.
It's obviously the war put it on delay. Like they're not gonna release something that big during wartime because no one's gonna use it.
Yeah, and also the old internet was so bad. Like there was like
fucking Linux and shit.
Yeah, there was like 3 overall search browsers that you could use.
Yeah.
There was like 4 sites.
Google was a thing yet.
Yeah, there was like 4 sites that people knew. MySpace,
LimeWire. Do you remember LimeWire? Dude, there was a lot.
I know about LimeWire, but
we used to use it all the time at cyberspace. Like it was like a green website. It had like a lemon on it, and it was basically like Twitter before Twitter. Like you could literally see death on LimeWire. Like you could see murder. You could see like black market type shit on there. And I used to remember I would go on there, not for any of that type of stuff, but I would go in there for like cheats and stuff. Like, you know, little San Andreas cheats?
Yeah.
They would have the whole list of cheats, so I'd just be there just looking at it, doing it. But I wouldn't recommend doing that. That makes games hella boring. Just play the fucking game.
Yeah, that does make games hella boring. I remember Kevin did that a lot. He did that in GTA. I forget what it was, but he was going around, and every single one of his punches was
like rockets.
No, literally, it was like an explosion. He was sending people to Mars with a single punch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure cheats have been in the game since the very first game. Like that's something they wanted people to do on their free time. So
actually, I mean, that's actually pretty cool.
That's another thing that makes GTA goated.
I actually like that, the fact that they let players like create their own.
Yeah, because like at the time too, they didn't have online. Like GTA Online didn't get introduced till, I believe, GTA 4. It might have been GTA 3. I don't know. It was GTA 4.
Wasn't it couldn't you play San Andreas online?
It wasn't online. It was more like LAN co-op, and you couldn't even do that until like you got like halfway through the story. Because when you got halfway, you would unlock like, you know, the hood, right? Like it would be like a circle. CJ lives there. CJ's the main character. I believe it was like around the midway point. The house, I think it was like Tina's house. You would be able to like go to the back, like the fence is now open. And when you go in there and you step through, it immediately takes you to the screen where it's like you can make a character for your LAN player. And then it was very fun at first, but like now that I think back at it, it was kind of whack. Because like it's LAN and it's co-op, yeah, but the camera follows one person. So like let's say I'm over here on a car and you're over here, you can't even see your character.
Yeah,
you have to like be where I am in order to see it. So like it was fun as fuck though. I remember playing the shit out of that.
I mean, that seems like that was probably like
that was the first time though.
Exactly.
They included multiplayer into it, but now look at it now, bro. You can live in GTA, might as well.
You got RP servers now that like got populations of like 20,000 people that are just in there to role play.
Yeah, it's not even streamers like that anymore. Like now it's because you remember how you wanted to do that back in the day, and I was telling you like you're gonna struggle finding a good lobby unless you're a streamer, because like they meet up and stuff. Like they have big discords where they're like, yo, we're gonna be role playing from this time to that time. Pick your character, do whatever you want, don't break the rules. They try to make it as real life as possible because it is role play. But yeah, now you can just log into whatever server you want and just role play the fuck out of it. You can be a cop if you're bored. I've seen people be taxi drivers. Like they just literally just drive around. They stop at the red lights and all that. Like they obey all the laws, and then they just pick up random players. Like, yo, you need to ride it, and then the player just gives them some break.
No, yeah, I seen this guy on TikTok. He pretends to be a cop. He always has his little thing, so he'll literally just be watching people speed race. He'll be like, "Damn, 150, my boy," and then he'll go after them.
Damn, bro, 150.
Then he'll go after him like, "Bro, you were doing 150. What's wrong with you, bro?" And then he'll probably kill him at the end because they always try to do some funny.
Yeah, that's probably like if you were to log on GTA 5 now, a good like 80% of the lobby is always in passive mode, because that's something that was prevalent when I used to play, which was years ago. Like
passive mode.
Passive mode is basically like you don't want smoke, just leave me alone. Your character is literally like a ghost, but you get to play, you get to interact with the world, but you don't get to interact, you don't get to kill, you can't do anything bad in the game. So like. Now, if you go in any lobby, you'll see hella people in passive mode, because people like me are now everywhere. Like, people just go around bombing cars. If you get out of your car, you're dead. Like, if I catch you outside the garage, you're dead, your car's exploded. Like, for no reason either. That's just the fun I used to get, because...
No, that's the type of fun I would get out of playing that type of game, too.
Yeah, but you're the only person having fun. Like, let's say you go to Los Santos, right? Because everything's super overpriced in the game. You spend like $2 million just to get your car looking sick. The second you come out, hella explosions. You just spent $2 million on nothing.
You should have known better.
Now you gotta call the insurance company. Now you gotta call the insurance company. You gotta pay some more money. I gotta pay a little bit of money. But compared to what you just lost, it's nothing for me. Especially like I used to have millions of dollars, like modded accounts on modded accounts.
Fuck that shit. I still think that's pretty fun, because the thing is, with that type of stuff would happen to me, I took that as a challenge. Now we got a war going on in San Francisco. You're gonna have to pull out your boys. You're gonna have to beat my ass up.
That's something that's actually hella prevalent now. There's actual gangs, bro. That's what I was telling you the other day. Like some guy, he was just chilling in his car, not in passive mode. He was just chilling. I think he was AFK from the actual game, and then some kid, some squeaker comes up to him with a Glock, and he's like, "Yo, let me get your money, bro. Let me get your money. Don't talk. Don't do nothing. Let me get your money." Like literally robbing him in the game. This man calls, like he picks up the phone because other players can't see when you're on your phone if you're in a car. So he calls his boy real quick. And he was like, "Bro, I'm about to get jumped. Get over here now!" Like literally 30 seconds later, 8 cars deep.
Yep,
and they're all wearing green. They all have bandanas. They're all pointing their gun at him, and he's sitting there like, "Yo, my fault, bro, my fault." They kill his ass, bro. I sat there like real gang violence in a game. Think about
I love that so much because it's the type of shit that
the metaverse is gonna get to that point eventually, though.
I wanna be like, it's like. How would I go about saying it? It's like being a Martin Luther King, but like in a video game. You're starting movements, bro.
A trendsetter.
Yeah, I want to start movements, bro.
Be a prophet in GTA. I wouldn't be surprised if someone's doing that as we talk about it, though. GTA, that's kind of where GTA is right now. I haven't really played it, but I watch streamers play it a lot all the time. It looks hella fun, but it's just, for me specifically, I played that game since release. Like, on release day, I was...
First one?
No, GTA 5.
Oh.
I played all of them, yeah, but GTA 5, I copped, and GTA 4. I copped that shit on release. Like, I was underage. I was like 13 at the time. I went to GameStop, and I literally camped for it, bro. And I got so lucky, bro. If I ever find this man, I'm gonna give him a kiss, bro. Pause. I found this random stranger, and I was like, "Bro, I really want to buy this game, but I'm underage. Can you lie and just say that, like, you're my father or something?" And he went along with it, bro. He came up with me. And I'm pretty sure y'all have seen clips of it, but like, have you ever been to GameStop and you're buying a game that's not for you in terms of age?
Yeah.
And they tell your parent, like, "Are you sure you're going to be letting your kid buy this? It has violence, nudity, stripping, prostitution." And I was sitting there like, if this kid doesn't shut the hell up, bro, I'm jumping over this desk. And the guy was like, "Don't worry about him. The game's for me. I'm buying 2 copies for me and my brother." And then he was like, "Is your brother of age?" And then he called his brother and everything. He was like, "Yo, you want GTA 5 or not?" And he was like, "Yeah, bro, are you getting it or not?" And the guy was like, "Okay, sorry about the disturbance, bro." As soon as we came out of there, I gave him like $50, a hug, and I went on my way, bro. Ever since I got home that day, I remember too, because it was a Friday, so there was no school for the next 2 days. I got home that day and spent like 8 hours, fam, on GTA. Like, I beat the whole story mode first night. I was
bro. You can beat that story in one night
if you don't stop. Yeah, the story's long as fuck, but I didn't stop.
Long as fuck, bro. How long is the story?
In terms of hours, if I was to guess, it would probably be like a 15-hour long game.
Damn, that's
but the thing is with me is that like I wasn't really dying that much. Yeah. So like the more you fail, the longer you're gonna take. You have Franklin's story, and then you have to go to Michael's story, then Trevor's story, and then you have to do stories with all 3 of them together, and then you make the final decision. No spoilers, but the final decision is like, you know, did you beat the game?
No, bro. I never really played GTA like that. Every time I did, I was just taking people
just
out.
Having fun.
Yeah, wilding the fuck out, doing what I would have done in real life if I was a gangster.
If there was no rules, like if we had anarchy, GTA 5 would already be real life, bro. And it already is. It already is. People don't follow the rules. But yeah, that's GTA 5. GTA 5 is a goated game. I would play it, but I don't know.
What are some of the things you wrote down over there?
I talk about Overwatch 2, bro.
Oh, let me know. How do you feel about the game so far?
Actually, I wish I was clowning it in the beginning. Like, it's the same game, blah blah blah. We just have 2 less players, because like that's kind of what it felt. Isn't it 1? That's kind of what it felt. Yeah, 1 less player. Well, I mean 2 if you're counting both teams. But the thing is though, like as I've been playing it, like specifically the snipers like Hanzo, Ana, Ash, Widow, they feel way better. Like even though there wasn't really any big kit changes, like they all, except for Hanzo with the storm arrow that I told you about, there's no like big changes. It's just the fact that like you have 1 less tank in your ass.
yeah, that's like, what I was gonna say.
In Overwatch 1, bro, you play Widow, they'll immediately switch to Winston, D.Va, and just body you.
Yeah,
you can't even do anything about it.
Yep.
In Overwatch 2, there's a lot more flank points. There's a lot more like secure spots, because I love sniping. That's what I like. My main thing is, and even like main DPS like Soldier, McCree. A lot of people didn't like it at first, but like that grenade, it's in my opinion, it's better than a stun, because it eliminates the fact that, you know how like some people would stun you and miss the shot. or like some people would just opt for the family hammer to secure the kill. Now it's like you shoot him once, that grenade hits, he's dead, guaranteed. Because that grenade, I'm pretty sure the grenade does like 60 HP, which is broken. A headshot does the rest.
Yeah, because that's actually, and if you think about it, that's actually a buff. Because in Overwatch 1, unless you hit Tracer, you're not killing someone with a stun headshot.
On top of that, it's magnetic too, so it's like it's not. If you throw it anywhere near her area, it's going straight onto her. If it was more of like a traditional grenade, it would be more of a
regardless, I actually like that change.
Because now he can kill you behind a wall. Like, let's say there's a pillar here, you're there, I'm here, you're McCree. You throw it to the right, it'll stick right onto me on the other side. So, it's broken. People are realizing that now. In terms of tanks, you already know, bro. And for those that don't know, in Overwatch 1, there's 2 tanks, 2 damage dealers, and then 2 healers. That's like the traditional layout. In Overwatch 2, there's only 1 tank now. But every single tank is like a fucking powerhouse.
They're all
it's literally like 2 tanks as one.
Yo.
Even Sigma. I didn't see people playing Sigma all that much, so I tried them out. There's not any, like, from my knowledge, there wasn't really any kit changes. Except his ult does more damage now, is what I realized.
So his rock does 200 damage now, or 150. Something like that.
Or yeah, he can one-shot now with his rock. I forgot about that.
His rock does a shit ton. I don't remember the specific number, but
I was trying out Zarya last night. Ridiculous. You don't die. If you know what you're doing, you don't die.
Yeah, you just have to play around your bubbles. You're literally going to be fine for the rest of the game.
That's what I've realized. Like, you can use one bubble, and then it starts counting down for the next one. But if you time it properly, you always have a bubble on you.
Yep.
Which is ridiculous.
You literally just rotate them. You have the choice to put them on whoever you want, right?
Yeah, you can put it on your teammates now. I mean, on all your teammates and yourself.
I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, I saw it a couple times.
Imagine if that was like the traditional setup in Overwatch 2. Like, you get Ryan, Zarya. Ryan charges in with her bubble, and she follows him with her bubble. They can't be touched for the first like 5 seconds of the battle. Ryan's charge probably kills somebody, and then she just goes crazy with her energy.
Yes,
if you play Overwatch 2 and you main tank, use a bitch. Anyways, play something difficult. That's Overwatch 2. I mean, in my opinion, in terms of... Because, like, the thing is, I can't fully judge it yet. It is a beta.
True.
And the full Overwatch 2 isn't even out. Because their main focus for this game is the PvE side.
Yep.
That's why the PvP feels more like an update more than an actual new game. It literally looks like the same game. It doesn't feel like the same game, though. Damages are different. Speed is different. Like, all the damage dealers now, they all have the same passive, which is increased movement speed.
Healers regen
health out of combat, and I forget to check the tank one, but I'm pretty sure they have a little bit extra HP.
Yeah, like 100 or 150 more.
Yeah, because like Roadhog went from 650 to 750, I think. So now
Roadhog did not have. Roadhog had 400 health.
Roadhog?
I think it was 400 or 500.
Yeah, I think now he has like 650 though.
Yeah,
it's almost 700.
It's crazy.
Sigma now, like if you get Sigma, you get a Lucio ult, and then his personal shield, literally 1,000 health. You need a Bastion only aiming at his head to kill him. Like, it's ridiculous.
I don't know why Lucio ult decided. I don't know.
They're definitely nerfing that. They're definitely nerfing that.
I don't think it's 1,000. I think
no, it is.
800.
I'm not saying Lucio gives him 1,000, but Lucio's the reason why he gets that high. Because Lucio gives him like 300 free health.
No, but literally, you do end up getting 1,000 if you just take into consideration your health too.
Yeah, but the only person that could do that was Ball, and that's with Ball's passive, which is no longer a thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know how he would have the little counter. So like,
yeah.
Let's say you're right in front of all 6 people, and you use your shield at that time. That shield's gonna be huge.
Yeah, for all 6 people.
But if it's one person, the shield's not as big.
Yeah, I see.
Now that's not even a thing anymore. So you need Lucio in order for those tanks to get that high. What is in terms of, I like the game. So far, I would rate it. Without trying the PvE side, I would rate it like a 7 out of 10. I really hope the PvE side is actually good though, and not just hella repetitive. Because I know they're gonna go for repetition for sure, because you need to. But I hope it's not like the Borderlands take on it, where it's the same shit, just a little bit harder. You get what I'm saying? Because you beat the whole Borderlands game, and then the only real thing you have after that, besides DLCs, is to do it again but harder.
Yo,
like that's the main reason why I didn't like Borderlands campaign that much. But in terms of the co-op, it was amazing. But yeah, that's what I had to say about Overwatch 2. It's also going to be, if you have Overwatch 1, I don't know if a lot of people don't know this, if you have Overwatch 1, it's free. So, do yourself a favor, go on like a third-party website, because you're not going to pay full price, don't be that idiot. Go on like a third-party website, I would recommend G2A, buy Overwatch 1, like a week or a month prior to the release.
It's so cheap.
It's super cheap. It's like less than $20.
The game dropped in
and then
price,
as soon
like
as
80%.
Overwatch 2 drops, all you gotta do is make that like download. If you want the campaign, like the story, you're gonna have to buy that. I know that for sure. But the PvP is free. That's Overwatch. You want to get into your next one?
I mean, you know, to bring up Overwatch 2, I don't really have much to say about that game. I mean, to be honest, it's alright.
What would you give it? What would you give it out of 10? Because you've played it a lot with me.
Yeah, I mean, I played it a good amount with you. I wouldn't say I had like an amazing time, but I wouldn't say I had a bad time either. It was just like.
Well, for you it's different because you main heals. So how would you say, for healers it is? Because I've seen multiple videos.
I would say I main heals, but like I also that's what I've been playing recently. For the most part, like I just play whatever's fun. Yeah, for the most part, I've been playing hella Torbjorn recently. I just play whatever like is fun. But
how do you feel about the Zen, like the new HUD? In my opinion, like the fact that it wasn't there is kind of a dumb idea.
I like it a lot. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. I like the fact that it's 5 people. I can actually feel like
you get more air to breathe.
Yeah, I feel like I get more air to breathe. Like, you switch to a character and like, let's say their one tank is beating both your tanks. That gives one tank the freedom to just do whatever he wants. Yeah. If he wants to simply counter you to fuck you in the ass, he will. And it's so annoying that that's the case. But like now, if their guy's just trolling, he's literally like leaving his whole team open, which I like. It's like,
yeah, that's something I forgot to mention. It's good that you brought that up. It's not, since the fact that it's 5v5 now instead of 6v6. If you get even one kill, that switches the whole fight dynamic. Because in Overwatch 2, let's say you kill their Mercy. Yeah, that's probably their strongest healer, but they still have a whole other healer. You get what I'm saying? In Overwatch 1 now, if you kill one of their tanks, or their only tank, they're fucked.
Yep, you kill...
They have to rely on terrain.
Yep, you kill one of their healers, now the healer has to...
do overtime.
Now the healer has to do overtime. I feel like it's better at punishing people for being bad.
See, but that's also why the slower healers are now terrible, like Lucio, Zen, and Brig, because like you said, if one of them falls, they have to overperform, and that champion is just not made to do that. If you're using Moira, that's
broken.
Beautiful.
Moira's broken.
If you're using Anna, you got the grenade. If you're using Mercy, you already know about that. No one's touching you.
Zen is kind of like the ball. It's like what I said about the ball. You have to overperform just to stay even.
Exactly.
And
but the thing that makes different about Zen though is that he can be a DPS if you're good enough.
Elon Musk. I was actually thinking about bringing up my little theory about him turning into a lizard the second he gets to... I'm telling you, the second he gets to Mars with
let him know.
With his troops, he's gonna turn around and be like, gotcha, bitch, turn into a lizard, and call up his homeboy on... He's not even a phone, he's gonna make his call, his homeboys are gonna show up.
That is a conspiracy though, like, what if Starlink or his internet software is like... really just him trying to contact his family.
I mean, not that I don't doubt, but like the guy,
I'm not saying he's on some Superman shit where he was dropped here, but it could be, bro. When it comes to alien talk, there's nothing but possibilities. Like, there could be an alien group that comes tomorrow that wants us dead. There could be one that comes tomorrow that wants to help. There could be one that comes tomorrow that doesn't even want to interfere. Like, they just see how inferior we are and they just move on.
Yeah, they just move on.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, it's all left to chance. But we would like to hope for the best, because the last thing we need is a Thanos type alien with plotting against the whole universe. Like, we don't have Tony Stark.
Yeah, literally. But that was just like a random ass theory that I've been saying that for a little bit. But for the most part, talking about Elon Musk, this man's, he's literally like, he's putting his electric, like, Nikola Tesla, you know? Mm-hmm. He's literally doing like the same thing. He's trying to make it go global.
I mean, you do know he named Tesla after Nikola.
Yeah, of course. But like what I'm saying is that he's literally trying to make this shit global. He's already becoming a supplier.
What, like Starlink?
earlier years, pretty sure it was like 2020 or something like that, he had a collab with Mercedes.
Yeah.
He had a collab with Toyota. with all those cars just being powered by the technology that he has in his cars, but just under their brand. You get what I'm saying? So like, even if he's not necessarily having the whole world on Teslas, he still has the whole world
running on Tesla.
Like literally,
smart.
He has he's open to selling his self-driving system. So like, he's open to put that idea up there. Like we said, he's open to selling his batteries and like his electric
and this
tanks.
is what we were talking about yesterday too. Like in terms of investing, if you want to invest into, I don't care if you call me stupid or you think I'm dumb for saying this, but think about it, bro. Why would you not invest into the world's richest man? That just makes no sense not to. He's at that hierarchy for a reason. Like, he knows what's going on. This man is building homes now. This man is building underground railroads to fasten traffic, make it less traffic. Like, he's thinking on such a high level that it makes you think, like, is this motherfucker an alien? Because, like, a normal human nowadays, the last thing they fucking care about is how to make traffic go faster. All they'd rather do is complain about why traffic is happening.
Elon Musk is trying to solve human problems right now.
Exactly, like, purely human-based problems, like... But the thing is, with the human-based problems is, we've already been polluting the fuck out of this planet for years now. So
he has some work to do.
It's not even that he has some work to do, it's the fact that it might not even be possible. Because, like, we've already been burning fossil fuels for decades on end. I mean, and then when you look at other areas in the world, like the Middle East, like China, bunch of factories. Like, that air is horrendous. It rains all the time. I don't know. We're already seeing the problem.
I mean, that could be a reason he wants to leave in the first place. But, like, even then, he went on another interview. This is off memory, by the way, because I don't necessarily know, but he was talking about how the planet could hold up to 7 times more people than it has on it right now. Even though we think we're overpopulated,
it's just the way that we have it set up.
The way that we have it set up. We're wasting more resources than like we're using.
See, but the thing is though, like if you were to do that, right? I feel like everywhere would look like Bangladesh. I don't know if you know what Bangladesh looks like.
No.
But the streets are full of people. Like there's a bunch of homes right next to homes. The homes are smaller in order to fit more homes. Like, you get no breathing space, fam. It's like New York City at nighttime, but every day. Like, there's nothing but people around you. So, like, if we were to fit a whole couple more million or billion more people, we would definitely run out of space. Because we also have to take into account, like, resources, too. Those billions of people are going to want to use those resources.
Yeah, but if you look at it from, like, his perspective, he's only giving you what you need.
Yeah,
he's giving you a decent amount of
basic human needs.
He's giving you a decent amount of space, and just because there's a bunch of people on the street, I'd say, doesn't necessarily mean you can't go outside and like go to an area where you wouldn't necessarily have your space or like. I'm sure that if he's doing stuff like this to get more people.
Yeah, but you also have to take into account, like I said, those new people. Let's say we place them, they're gonna want to industrialize. They're gonna want to make their businesses. They're gonna want to make money. That's only using resources. That's only costing more space. We're gonna run out of space. So for him to say that we can fit billions of other people, I don't think so. But what I will say though, if we take the 7, almost 8 billion that we already have and space things out differently, it would be way better for the planet.
Yeah.
Because most of the planet is water. There's only like if we look at it from a super zoned out angle, like it's a huge patch of land and everything else is water.
Yep.
So like if we, with the help of Pangea, it already did that for us to spread the land. If we were to organize things better, it would take years to do that, and we probably wouldn't be able to get to that point at this point. But if we would have done that, the world would be a much better place. In terms of, like, not the people, but the quality of the air, the overall health of the planet. Because our planet's dying by the year, it's only getting worse.
Honestly, you know what surprises me, too? I'm surprised we haven't figured out how to, like, live on the ocean. I mean, I guess we have, right, with boats, but like nobody's out there living.
Like underwater cities and
something like that, or like a little town. Like let's say you got a town like Salem to be able to float in the ocean. I don't know. I feel like that's cool, even though you got tsunamis and all that.
Yeah, tsunamis would be a bitch.
But regardless, I feel like that's a lot of space.
But then again, aren't tsunamis caused by... I could be wrong, but tsunamis are caused by earthquakes.
For the most part, yeah.
And earthquakes happen all the time.
Yeah.
It's not. It could be human influence, but it happens regardless.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, natural
so like
thing.
even if we were to be an underground city like Atlantis, that's probably, now that I think about it, Atlantis probably didn't have to worry about that shit.
Yeah,
because they were so far underground.
Tsunamis
don't go down there. Yeah,
tsunamis are over.
So that actually makes sense. If we could somehow make Atlantis the whole world, we wouldn't have to leave this planet.
The only thing we would have to worry about now is just the 70% of the ocean we haven't explored.
Yeah. I already know we're going to try industrializing. If we go that route, we're going to try to bake buildings and then just find a random group of creatures that no one knows about. And they're like, yeah, who do you think you are? You're not using our land. They're going to fight back. Especially if you have like alien type species down there that can defend themselves like that, you're fucked. Like sharks are probably the biggest threat. Whales, I guess, orcas, but humans got that, bro. With tools, if we really had to kill all of them, we would do it.
Just imagine a whale running into a building underwater.
But like that's what I'm saying, though. Because the thing with Atlantis, right? We're talking mythologically here. They had Poseidon as well. So Poseidon is the reason why everything held up. No one's gonna hurt Poseidon. It's his world. You know what I'm saying? Like no whale is even thinking about crashing into his palace. He has a personal connection with that whale. He already knows.
And if you're even thinking about it from like a real life perspective, like that whale probably wouldn't even necessarily be running into it on purpose. We're the one taking its land.
Exactly. Especially over time where we place more stuff in that water, we're giving them less room to live, and that's what's gonna cause war. They're not gonna like that. Sharks are not gonna like
Bro, imagine we go to war with the sea.
Because like I don't know how much we've studied animals like that, or like sea animals in particular, but in terms of their knowledge and their conscious levels, if they're smart enough to realize what's going on, I know dolphins would definitely be smart enough, but if the bigger threats are smart enough, we would have a hard time doing that.
They could easily gang up.
Like imagine if we found the Megalodon and he was like, hello? Why are y'all building shit over my cave? He's not fucking with that. That one shark is eating like a whole 1,000 people with one bite.
You ever played that shark game on your phone?
Yeah, Shark something revolution, right?
Yup, I played as the Megalodon on that thing. He would come up to the boat, simply open his mouth a little bit, swallow the whole thing. Boat's gone, and I'm out.
See, but like that's what I was saying. I don't think we would survive on top of water like how we already, because we technically are on water already.
Yeah.
Like everything's just floating right above water. But if we were underground, it would be risky, but it would be more effective than living overground, but like somewhat submerged in the water. Because like you said, you'll have random animals just like, that looks interesting. They fucking crash into it, or they try biting it, or they try to attack it.
They just come like,
over. Especially like more predatory animals. What if like, let's say, they just see a random human walking around at one of these underwater buildings.
Yeah.
He's gonna think that's food and then immediately charge the human. Not even taking into account that he's about to crash into that building. He's gonna try to kill the human. Realistically. Because that's how predators think. And like for us specifically, like a shark might not know that we're human, but a pinch of blood, that's all they need. So like we would need to think about everything, fam. Like how does medicine apply? How does grouping apply? How does living apply? Oxygen. We would need like everything. We would need to be like life would change for sure. But that's why I'm saying I don't think it's possible anymore. Maybe if we would have started doing that like centuries ago.
I mean, there's a tribe that actually
they live underwater.
They don't necessarily live underwater, but they spent most of their time underwater. They can swim in salt water with their eyes open.
Okay, that's what I was gonna mention too. Over time, since we are mutating creatures, we will mutate into that.
Yep,
you never know. Humans start growing gills, and
then they're
basically mermaids.
It's weird as fuck. He literally started growing some shit on his thing, and he started becoming like he was able to hold his breath for like 30 minutes or something underwater. I'm just sitting there like my body's turning into a fish.
Imagine that over a century period where it's like generation on generation. It'll get to the point where we're basically mermaids.
I mean, I'm not even gonna lie.
I wouldn't be surprised if we developed.
I should have done research on them. I mean, they literally just came to my mind because of what we were talking about. But like, I wouldn't be surprised if like 50 years later they actually like got some like gills or some shit growing on them, and they're just like an underwater tribe.
Yeah, and this is a perfect thing for what I was gonna say. Sirens. This is a conspiracy, but sirens or mermaids, I guess we'll call them, they're fucking real, bro. I don't care if you tell me I'm bugging. there's been this girl, right, and her name is she's the one that's talking about it, but because like the original creator keeps getting shadow banned, think about that.
But how come the girl doesn't get shadow banned?
That's what I've wondered. It doesn't make any sense to me because she has 2 million subscribers. Her name is I don't know how to say her name, so I'll spell it out. It's at PHEBED_. But she's basically been documenting this guy's story, and this guy works. I don't know exactly what he does for work, but essentially he has to live on this huge boat in the Caribbean Ocean, the Caribbean Ocean, and he's constantly. I'm pretty sure they farm fish, like that's how they make their money. But he's been documenting this experience that he's been having for the last year and a half, where at nighttime, and it's only him that hears this. That's why he's bugging the hell out. Because there's been videos of him trying to get other people, and he's like, bro, what are you talking about? And that's what really makes him scared, because he's like, this is like a personal connection I have with this now. And it's terrifying, low key. So like there's videos of him, like, the video starts and he's outside, like he's kind of like shaky, his voice is cracking a little bit, and he's sitting there like, do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? And like obviously it's pitch black outside because it's dark out, and all you see is like the water moving and you can hear it, but you could hear like singing, fam, like squealing. And a lot of people were saying like it's just dolphins, he's bugging out, it's a random animal doing that. But multiple people have been on, like, because he goes live sometimes, multiple people have been on his live telling him, like, basically debunking people's theories, like, this is what a dolphin sounds like, that's not a dolphin. This is what a whale sounds like, that's not a whale. It has to be a mermaid. Because like it literally, you know how in like movies or like Pirates of the Caribbean, it's depicted as like they're half women, half fish, they're beautiful, they're charming, and that's what they use to draw you in and kill you. I think that's real, bro, because like that's essentially what they're doing to him. Like I saw one video, I could try to pull it up, but I found this one video, and it was basically
this is your phone.
No, that's your phone.
That's TikTok.
I seen this one video. Let me show you. And like, it was. I'll show you just so like, you get to more see it instead of me explaining it. But this guy, he went outside and he was like, I think he had like, I don't know if it was a crab or some random animal that he just had on deck, and he figured that it was hungry, right? So he threw the animal into the water. And after like 10 minutes or 5 minutes later, it gets thrown back onto the ship behind him. And it terrified the hell out of him, right? A lot of people were saying in the video, like watch.
Show it to them, bro.
I don't know if y'all hear that. They're singing, he says.
He already knows that's not a dolphin. Check out the following video.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. People are like debunking it.
Exactly what you hear.
Yeah.
That's not dolphins, bro. I know. It's not whales. No. I know. This is what a dolphin sounds like. Thank you, Sean.
That's what a dolphin sounds like. And if you could hear it, it was more of like a melancholy, eerie like ring. It was like.
Yeah, I've heard the audio before.
And this has been happening to him for like the last year because he's on this boat. I don't know how long he's going to be on there, but it's been happening to him for the last like year, and he's only gotten more footage of it. There was this one, it got taken down because TikTok don't fuck with him like that. It got taken down, but I seen this one video where the moonlight was blessing him. Like it was giving him like that nice lighting so you could really see better. And there's this small segment where he's aiming at the water, like trying to find her or whatever it is. And he didn't notice it, but people caught onto it in the comments. You can see a head come out the water and go right back down as soon as he sees like the flash from the phone. And that's, I'm not going to say that's all you need for evidence, but I've seen other videos. I believe it was in Paraguay or Singapore, if I'm remembering correctly. They found like a mermaid dead on shore. It's almost like she came out of the water and she couldn't go back in.
I actually seen that.
And it was like, it's the typical description.
I don't want to kill your vibe, but I've actually seen that, and it's a little sad that it was taken in the context that it was. But that was simply a big fish eating an actual person.
Are you serious?
That person was drowning. That was a little kid drowning.
No, but it wasn't a kid. It was a girl. it had like girl hair.
Yeah, a kid can be a girl. A kid is just a young person.
It was more of like an adult family. It had like titties.
No, but if you also saw like where she was being bitten, there was blood coming down from the fish, like chewing on her shit. But actually, I had to do research on that when I saw it because I was like, "There's no shot. We literally just found a mermaid, right?" I'm not saying they're not real, but that specific video, I know what you're talking about. It's like they're in the seashore too, right?
One of the ones that I saw was in the seashore, yeah. But the one that I was talking about is the fact that like they showed the face, fam, and it had like markings. It had I don't remember correctly.
Try to see it. I might be thinking of a different one, but I remember seeing a video like that where there was a girl on shore that was simply getting eaten by a fish.
Oh, bro.
I mean,
in Minnesota. Oh, it's not doing it.
It's not really doing it. We might be able to post a video, but regardless,
they take her out the water. Look at her, bro. She has like the nice little fin, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah, I seen this video. This is the girl that was literally getting eaten by a fish.
I'm trying to find the exact video that I saw. Look at it, bro.
I'll show me,
Look at that shit, man. It has like fish tail and all that.
That's weird. I don't even know what kind of fish that is.
It could, like, mind you, it could be amazing ass CGI, but that's what makes it a conspiracy, right? Because it's like we only know so much about the water. So saying that a mermaid is real, it's really not that far fetched.
It really is not that far fetched. It's the same as saying aliens are real. That's not that far fetched.
Because if you really think about it, mermaids are also something that have been written down in history for years. Aztecs have written about it. I'm correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Egyptians wrote about it. Sailors have multiple stories I'll tell you about. Like it's depicted in movies and shows. And nowadays, knowing that predictive programming and all that bullshit, it's not too far fetched to say that they're literally showing us the truth, but hiding it in the form that it's a TikTok. So people aren't gonna believe it. You get what I'm saying? Because your typical Joe Smo or adult, most adults will see that and be like, that's fake. It's just like an edited video. It's on TikTok. Why are you believing TikTok? Without really taking into account that, like, if you look past the fact that it's TikTok, it still could be real footage. Because that's like saying, why are you on YouTube?
Nobody can... It's like, that's like... It being TikTok does not stop somebody from posting real footage.
Yeah. I forgot to say, if you guys want to see the video for yourself... The original creator's TikTok is Too Much Sauce 90 on TikTok. He's been documenting it for about a year now. But I will say though, he keeps getting shadow banned. So he keeps having to make different accounts. Like the original account that I saw him on was Too Much Sauce 2, and now he's at Too Much Sauce 90. So he has to keep making new accounts.
Yeah, he'll probably keep
But like
Too Much Sauce.
if anything, this is how I look at it. If anything, him getting shadow banned all the time and TikTok not wanting him to post that just adds more fuel to the fire.
Yeah, it does. That's all it does.
Because if they were to just leave it there and everybody can see it, it would be more of like, oh, it's just a TikTok.
Yeah.
But if they're taking it down, why are you taking it down? Is it because he's revealing the truth? Probably, right? TikTok's known for doing that.
TikTok's done that plenty of times.
They just did it to a creator, as we said that. Like they do it all the fucking time. If you talk about anything that might be too conspicuous or rabbit hole-y type of subject, they'll get you out of there, bro. So like, if anything, to me that just adds more truth to it. That's why I believe they're real. And I wouldn't be surprised if we end up like later down the line, like let's say we go down that road, if we would have to verse them in that. Because like, if we're talking mythologically here, they were smart, they're charming, they can communicate, they're half human. So think about that. They have a brain. It might not be as good as ours or as strong as ours, but it functions like ours. They would hunt in groups like dolphins and like jump their prey.
They used their voice too, so like it was mostly about like frequency and all that. Like they drew you in through like forces that you didn't
vibration.
Yes, through forces you probably weren't even aware of.
Because a human, like he's a prime example. He's intrigued by that. So her charming is already working. If he was to hop in that water, he's a dead man. If we're talking like a real bad mermaid here, if he hops on that water, he's a dead man. Because that's the whole goal, right? Charm you in, kill you. They're not good creatures from what we've read about and like talked about in history.
Yeah.
If they were good creatures, we would have saw them. They would probably be used somehow today in our modernization. Like, imagine we could hire mermaids to just go hunt animals for us.
Or like
you wouldn't have to have big ass fish nets. You wouldn't need any of that.
We would have an amusement park made for mermaids where they would just go show them do tricks. Like,
and that's why a lot of people believe that they're hiding from the world, because they know the world's only gonna fuck up their life, their way of living. They're gonna try to put a price tag on them. Like, you already know that, fam. As soon as if mermaids were actually real, and you could find them like commonly, they would be hunted. Their fish part would probably be sold on the black market somewhere.
They would probably try to make clothes out of it.
Exactly, like there's definitely some crazy people that will want that. They will want to wear it. They want to be that. So like that's probably, they know that already. That's probably why they don't interact like that. But that's all I had to say about the sirens. Because it's a conspiracy that's been on my head for a while now.
Yeah, actually, I noticed that you have been bringing that up recently, and when you sent me the picture of that last night, I noticed that the first thing was sirens. So I was just like, I was
watching the I was watching the Pirates of the Caribbean recently in honor of Johnny. Shout out Johnny Depp. But once, I believe it was the third movie or the fourth. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Where Blackbeard is involved, and Blackbeard needs to spoilers. Blackbeard is involved and he's dying, and he needs to find the Fountain of Youth. A lot of people won't know what I'm talking about. But I can't remember if it was the third or fourth movie. They had this scene where there's a bunch of sailors like getting to where Blackbeard wants them to go. They're like literally less than 2 miles away. And a beautiful mermaid comes up to the thing. And obviously this is, if we're talking real here, this was a really long time ago. So these sailors were kind of dumb. And they're down bad. They're horny as hell. And one of them in the movie, like, he finds her beautiful, because they are beautiful women. He finds her beautiful, and he goes up to her, and he starts talking to her. Meanwhile, she's just chilling like this on the boat. You can't see the rest of her body. So to them, she just looks like a normal person. But they can tell she's naked, because she's kind of, like, trying to hide behind the boat so they don't see her. And, like, she literally, like, she tells him she loves him, and he falls for it. She starts grabbing his face and pulling him into the water a little bit. His whole face is submerged under the water at this point. She goes from looking all cute and lovey to looking at him dead in the face. You can see her pupils dilate extra, and then fangs come out. And she bites his head off. And then, like, literally 10 seconds later, one of the other sailors looks underwater, and he sees a whole squad of them pulling up. Like, a bunch. I'm talking about hundreds, bro. They were ready for war. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we were to ever try to be an aquatic city, we would have to deal with that. And we don't have Blackbeard there in order to fucking move shit telepathically. So, if they didn't have Blackbeard there, they would have all died. Because Blackbeard has the ability to move shit with his mind.
If they could just simply switch like that, yeah, it's wraps.
In one of the scenes too, they were captured because, like, in order to perform the Fountain of Youth ritual, again, another spoiler, you need 2 chalices from Leon de Ponce, which is like the Spaniards. You need a tier of a mermaid, 1 tier, and you need the Fountain of Youth water that comes out of the rock. And in order to do the ritual, one cup gets the water, normal water from the Fountain of Youth, and then 1 cup gets the water and the tier. Whoever drinks the one with the tier gains the years of that person. But I don't mean the years that they've already lived, it's the years that they're about to live. So, like, it's basically breaking the idea of destiny and fate itself. Because, like, let's say you have no real way of knowing how much you're going to live. But let's say on average, your life expectancy was 100 years. You're 20 right now. If we were to do that ritual, I would gain your 80 years and you would die instantly. That's essentially the ritual. So, like, it's called the Fountain of Youth because you gain your youth. As soon as you see Blackbeard's daughter take it, she cut her hand and then the hand started healing itself. Like, you're basically a god as soon as you do that ritual. But, like, the mermaids protect that. They guard that area because they know someone's going to try doing it. But, like, what I was trying to say earlier, the mermaid that they captured, that Blackbeard had, that he was going to do the ritual with, I don't know why his dumbass didn't realize, but, like, he needed her to be submerged in water at all times in order for her to, like, you know, move around comfortably. So he had her on the ground for, like, 10 minutes, and her whole lower side started turning back into human. It was like she was out of water for way too long, so she started exposing herself, like she was naked. So, like, there was a priest there, and he, like, covered her and stuff. And as soon as she went to go walk, she immediately fell over. Like, she's never used her legs, but she had human legs. As soon as she touched water again, it started growing right again. Like, it started going right back onto her skin. So, like, that's, mythologically, that's the reason why they ruled, or they're so feared, is the fact that, like, they can blend in so easily. And then just be like, oh, you thought I was a human? Now you're dead. Like, it's too late by then. That's why mermaids are very interesting, in my opinion, but they're also terrifying as fuck.